Hey, and welcome to Tootie Talk Sense. How y'all doing on this Thursday? It's been a long week for me. So, y'all, a lot of people think that I work from home, and I do not. I be here, I come home on my lunch break during these times. And, like, if I'm just this week, it's around 8 because I've been at work since 4:30. But when you see me here around 11 or 12 during the weekday, y'all, I'm on my lunch break. So, that's when you know that the video's not going to be that long. And let me make sure I'm trying to get my slides together. But let me make sure that you guys could hear me and see me before I keep talking because y'all know I have a habit of talking in the video. Let's see. Let's see. Can you hear me? Let's see. Can y'all hear me out there? Can y'all hear me? Y'all know I have a habit. Okay, there it is. There it is. There's the volume. I got the volume. Now, I was watching Undisputed, and I seen this story of this white couple who adopted black kids and pretty much got them living in slavery. So that's what we're gonna talk about today, though. So let me, before we discuss, let's get a little of this music going because this is not gonna be. First, let me put the trigger warning out there. This is probably gonna be triggering for this whole video. Probably gonna be triggering for white people. Or you black Trumpers, the ones who's against DEI, the ones who's against critical race theory, the one who want the actual American history taken out the book. This probably would be triggering against for you guys. So y'all might want to just go ahead and dip on up out of here. Okay, y'all. Let's discuss these topics we have today. First off, I just seen that the actor Bill Cobbs, not Bill Cosby, Bill Cobbs have passed away. So let me put that up on there. And that's the actor Bill Cobbs. I know y'all have seen him in plenty of movie roles. So let me just share the story that he passed away, I believe, yesterday. Oh, before I move on to the story, also yesterday was my brother-in-law heavenly birthday. So happy birthday, Tim. I don't think I was on here for Father's Day. And if so, y'all, happy Father's Day to the ones who didn't catch it, or if I forgot to say it. And happy heavenly birthday. My father's birthday was early in June. I believe I said it, but I say it again. And my sister's birthday, I know I was on here and I told her happy birthday, but happy birthday again, girl, because you know you love me. Now, the actor Bill Cobbs of The Bodyguard and The Night at the Museum dies at the age of 90. I don't know why this story is playing on here because it ain't got nothing to do with nothing. And this is from abcnews.com. Actor Bill Cobbs, known for his role in Night at the Museum, The Bodyguard, Air Bud, and more, has died. A representative for Cobbs confirmed to Good Morning America he was 90 years old. We are saddened to share the passing of Bill Cobbs, his family said in a statement shared by his representative. On Tuesday, June 25th, Bill passed away peacefully at his home in California. A beloved partner, big brother, uncle, surrogate parent, godfather, and friend, Bill recently and happily celebrated his 90th birthday surrounded by cherished loved ones. As a family, we are comforted knowing Bill has found peace and eternal rest with his heavenly Father. The the statement from his family continued. We ask for your prayers and encouragement during this time. So condolences to Bill Cobb's family. Now, let's move on. But first, I think I want to show you something funny before we go into this story. Let me see. Let me pull this up. This is just a short little video that I like would um break up, put a little break in the stories, okay? Something to look ha at before we go, before I get mad. Okay. Now, hopefully y'all can see what that says. I know the print probably be small. It says, tell me something that is not in the Bible. Wait, the says
white folks. Tell me something that is not in the Bible, but people think it is. White folks.
oh, now that's just so funny. Now, let's continue. Oh, yeah. This story, I was like, and wait till you see the pictures. These pictures. These two right here. This long neck turkey chin, both of them bottle glass wearing. He looked like the Urch on the Adam Family. Ain't that his name? Urch on Adam Family. That's what he looked like. Frankenstein or somebody with that cut. And she over there with that long turkey chin, bottle glasses, big back, big neck. That's gonna go and adopt these black kids and have them out there in a little shed and pretty much had them living as slaves. Now, if you take your ass out there and do your own work, your back wouldn't be so big. How would I know? Because I know before I got my house, and me and my husband, when I had my house, it was just me. My back was a lot smaller because I was out there doing my own yard work. But since I got with my husband, I don't do it no more. And my back big. So she take her big back ass out there and do some of that yard work herself. Maybe she won't have that long ass chin. This video is gonna get started. For whoever's watching, thanks for watching because it's probably gonna come down after this. They probably gonna strike it after this. But there's not a laughing matter what they did to them damn kids. They need to be put up under the jail, okay? Let me share the story, y'all. Let me share the story. This is from Atlanta Black Star, but of course, there's various other sites that have this up. It's horrifying. West Virginia judge revoked bond of white couples who reportedly kept their black adopted children locked in shed in despicable conditions with no water, light, and food. A white couple from rural West Virginia is back behind bars after a judge revoked the initial bond and raised it to $500,000 apiece, more than double the amount they faced last year when police they arrested them last year. And I'm just not hearing about this story now, but they faced last year when police arrested the pair on charges of locking their adopted black children in a barn and forcing them to work as slaves. This should also be a hate crime. I want to know what charges they have because this should definitely be a hate crime. Donald Ray Lentz at 63 and Ray and Jenna K. Whitefeather, 62, both of Sassonville, were ordered to reappear in Kahunwa. I probably messed up that name, but county court on June 11, more than 8 months after each posted a $200,000 bond following their arrest in October. At the time, police conducted a wellness check at the KN Lane home were shocked to discover two of the couple's 5 adopted children living in deplorable conditions, padlocked inside a ramshackle storage shed on the back of the property, which had no working lights or running water. Look at them. Don't they picture once they get arrested? Arrest pictures be looking so sad. You want to say when you had them kids locked up in that doggone outhouse. The abused children was identified only as 14-year-old boy and a 16-year-old girl. The third child, identified as a 9-year-old girl, was confined to a loft inside the main house. If she was light skinned, them other kids was dark skinned. They really did do field and house. That's what it sounded like. That ain't what they said. Yeah, but you got 2 outside and 1 locked in the house. They need more investigation. I need more information. Because what was you doing with that one who was in the house? because she was a girl. The one outside was a 16-year-old girl and a 14-year-old boy. But you got the 9-year-old who's the youngest and who's a girl that you probably could take advantage of. But they ain't say that, y'all. That's just what my man is going because it's odd. A third child, identified as a 9-year-old girl, was confined to a loft inside the main house, away from the presence of the adults and isolated from her other siblings, police said, according to reports. At the initial court hearing in October, Lance and Whitefeather pleaded not guilty, and Colin, I'm just messing up, and the county circuit court judge, Mayclair Akers, set bond at 200,000 each. The couple made bail in February and was released to await trial. So they gave their bond $200,000 each, and they both made the bond because I haven't read this article yet, but listening to Undisputed, I believe they say the couple was wealthy. But I'm like, that's how America became wealthy, right? Slaves. So they trying to, yeah. So that's why they took their butt back to jail because they made that $200,000 bond each. They made it. They remained free for several months, but in May, a grand jury indicted the couples on more than a dozen new charges. The most serious being human trafficking of a minor child, which prompted the judge to revoke the lower bond, ordering the couple held in lieu of $1 million bond, in lien of $1 million bond. Along with human trafficking and neglect with serious risk of body injuries or death, I don't find the bond to be significant. Akers told defense attorney during the second bond hearing. The upgraded charges included alleged use of a minor child in forced labor, child neglect, creating a substantial risk of serious bodily injuries or death, as well as false swearing and potential civil rights violation based on color, race, or ancestries, according to court documents. That's what I'm talking about. Make them pay for exactly what they did, besides them holding kids and child neglect. That was a race component. The indictment suggested that 3 of the 5 adopted children were black, and that human rights charges stem from those children being specifically targeted and forced to work because of their race. So, sounds like because I kept seeing people saying they forced the 5 kids into slavery. No, they had 5 kids. 3 of them was black. 2 of the 3 was locked in a shed, and the other third black kid was locked in a house, and they forced them to work. And they haven't said anything about what they did with the other two kids who was not black, but I'm assuming they wasn't forced to work. The indictment suggests that 3 of the 5 adopted children were black, and that the human rights charges stem from those children being specifically targeted and forced to work because of their race. A small toilet seat torn from an RV was placed in the barn for the children to share whenever they had to go to the bathroom, police said. During the second bond hearing, Whitefeather explained that the barn was where the children was found was a teenage clubhouse, and maintained that the children were not actually locked inside. Remember at the beginning of the story, they said it was padlocked when they came out there and found the kids. I guess they padlocked themselves up in there. But neighbors disputed this claim, saying the children were forced to perform farm labor and were not permitted inside the residence. When rescued, the 16-year-old girl informed deputies that they had been locked in a barn for approximately 12 hours and had last eaten around sunrise. According to Burnett, the children locked inside could not exit the shed, and deputies had to force themselves into the shed. Now, how the hell is this a playhouse? The deputy had to force themselves into it. It was locked in. What type of playhouse is this? Feed them? Like, what type of playhouse is this? The escape room? They could came up with better. Deputy entered the shed, and they immediately noticed a disturbing smell and a wave of heat due to the lack of circulating air. Both children appear feral and dirty, reeking of body odor, while the boy had open sores on his bare feet, according to court papers. The children told investigators they were forced to sleep on a bare concrete floor with no mattress or cover. Police remained at the house for 3 hours before the men Frankenstein a ride home with a 11-year-old boy. Now the 11-year-old had to be non-black because the three ones they already said was 9, 14, and 16. So they would say that one could go out in the world while they slaves stayed home. When authorities checked the home for other potential victims, they found the 9-year-old holed up in the loft. That's when Frankenstein was placed under arrest. About an hour later, Big Back returned home and guided deputies to another 6-year-old girl who was visiting with another couple from their church. During the latest bond hearing, the county prosecutor argued that the couple's original cash bond was likely obtained through traffic profits, pointing to the fact that the couple produced $400,000 bond despite a lack of obvious means to do so. Wait a minute. So they saying this couple paid $400,000, but they don't know where the money came from because it don't look like the couple got $400,000. That's pretty much what that statement, that paragraph right there said. At the same time, Big Back and Hirsch claimed they possess no income or access, raising a question about the source of the funds for their bond. The county assistant prosecutor attorney Christopher, I'm not going to even try that last name, but the attorney Christopher characterized the money posted for the couples to release as contraband directly or indirectly used or intended for use to violate human trafficking law. In early February, the couple sold an 80-acre ranch in Washington for $725,000. And days later, Big Back brother Marcus Hughes posted 2 bonds for $200,000 to release the couple from the South Central Regional Jail. Christopher, the prosecuting attorney, said they since sold the Simpsonville home where they was arrested for $295,000. All those funds have been seized by the court. It's skipped. All those funds have been seized by the court as potential profit from human trafficking, rendering them inaccessible to the defendants. Prosecutors argue that even if the bond money came from legitimate sources, its use was intended to further human trafficking and forced labor operations. Eckers also remarked that the case was unlike any other she heard during her entire career as a judge. It alleged human trafficking, human rights violation, and the use of forced labor. Human rights violation specific to the fact that these children was targeted because of their race, and they were basically as slaves from what the indictment alleges. Both Big Back and Frankenstein pleaded not guilty to the new charges and in the indictment. However, they remain in jail as they have been unable to meet the higher bond amount. The next court appearance is scheduled for September 9th. So I will be watching this. I hope they keep us updated through the media because I'm not up in, what is this, Virginia, y'all. We got to go through the history of Virginia too. But since I'm not up in Virginia, somebody who's in Virginia, would y'all keep an eye on this or drop down in the comments or tag me for somebody who goes to court in Virginia. I know there's a lot of people who be going to court and YouTubing from like Los Angeles and stuff like that, but in Atlanta. But if y'all is in Virginia, somebody go down there and get in the courtroom. Because I want to know, because it sounds like for it to be human trafficking and y'all profiting, making profits off human trafficking, that sounds like that may be y'all selling slave. Like y'all ain't even do slavery, but you're actually like putting them back on the chopping block, like on the the selling block and selling them. Because where are you making the money from? It sounds like they had a farm, they had 2 houses, but the prosecutor is saying they got no income. So where y'all getting this money from? Yes, they sold one of the. They sold actually 2 houses now. They sold the first house to make their first bond. Then they sold the second house that they got arrested in. But I want to know. They said making profit from human trafficking. So I want to know, was there other kids that was in their custody that they just sold off? Is this a whole ring and everybody who's connected to it needs to be up under the jail? Yeah, this stuff is a mess. And this is Virginia. So I wanted to go and just show y'all that the history of Virginia, right? Because I know a lot of people over there probably know. But we always told that slavery began in America, and what 1619 is the story, but that's actually not true. So the American history of slavery began long before Jamestown, and this is from History.com. Y'all know the History Channel. This is from their website. So the arrival of the first captives to Jamestown Colony in 1619 is often seen as the beginning of slavery in America, but enslaved Africans arrived in North America as early as the 1500s. Let me go down. In late August 1619, the White Lion, an English private privateer commanded by John Jope, sailed into Point Comfort and dropped anchor into the James River. Virginia colonist John Roof documented the arrival of the ship and 20 odd Africans on board. His journey entry is immortalized in textbooks, with 1619 often used as a reference point for the teaching of the origin of slavery in America. But the history, it seems, is far more complicated than a simple date. It is believed the first Americans brought to the colony of Virginia 400 years ago this month were Kambudi-speaking people from the Kingdom of Dongo, located in a part of present-day Angola. Slave traders forced the captive to march several hundred miles to the coast to board the Saint Juan Bautista, one of at least 36 transatlantic Portuguese and Spanish slave ships. But yeah, and then did y'all see that says Spanish slave ships? And then y'all see what's been trending this week, right? About Kendrick Lamar pop out concert and have the Spanish felt like it was this Mexican podcast, and they was like, oh well, the Mexican people wasn't represented in the Juneteenth celebration. And they was upset that the Mexican people wasn't represented in the Juneteenth celebration. This a Hispanic culture wasn't represented in the Juneteenth. That's going to be another podcast for another day. But and then they didn't even know what Juneteenth was, what the holiday celebrated or nothing, but felt they had the audacity to feel like that you should be included in our shit. Y'all origin, y'all ancestors, as far as Spanish people, was the first slave ships to bring the Africans over here. The ship embarked with about 350 Africans on board, but hunger and disease took a swift toll. En route, about 150 died. Then the Saint Juan Bautista approached what is now Mexico in the summer of 1619 and encountered two ships, the White Lion and the Treasurer. The crew stormed the vulnerable slave ship and seized 50 to 60 of the remaining Africans. So that's just the history of Virginia and them receiving the first slaves. If you want some more history, and that was on the History Channel. This one right here is actually from Virginia website right here, the archive wvculture.org. This West Virginia Archives and History. So, and it tells about the 1619 with the bringing the slaves. It tells the part that Virginia played in the Civil War and how slavery ended, the education. The West Virginia placed a great emphasis on funding white schools than it did black schools. The African American community took it upon itself to create the first school in the states for blacks. So that's just a little history of that, y'all. But yeah, these here, look at them. They took some kids and put them in slavery, and then had two of them in the outhouse, and two black kids in the outhouse, one black kid in the house that was locked, and then gonna say it was a teenage clubhouse, and it's only your two teenagers, so ain't no other neighborhood teenagers in there. that it would come and play. If that's a clubhouse, ain't a clubhouse meant for a variety of kids? Like usually it's the neighborhood kids who come to the clubhouse. No, just your two adopted black kids was locked in this clubhouse, who had no shoes, who had sores on their feet for walking on concrete with no shoes, who had to sleep on concrete floor, who you took a porta potty and put in the playhouse and it was locked and they couldn't get out. It was fucking alarming. Was absolutely crazy. That little time that they gonna spend in jail is still better than them kids in the outhouse. Because your potty flushes, you get to shower, you gonna eat, and you could like, and it don't seem like you provided any of that for those kids. I wish that they was able to lock their ass in that clubhouse, since it was such a clubhouse, and how they spend their time in that clubhouse. The jail time should be spent in that damn clubhouse. And see how much fun it is for your big back arch looking ass. This video is gonna get taken down. Thank y'all for watching. Cause it ain't gonna make it, baby. Yeah, I said, let me put on something else before I get up out of here because I got to go back to work and I can't leave in a bad mood, okay? Because I'm going to go up in here and be the minority looking at people. What you looking at? So let me put on a little song. So this video going to be taken down anyway. I could put on a little song for my little outro, right? Let's see, y'all. Which one is my favorite? Yeah, that one. Let's play this for the outro, y'all, and we could vibe to this before I get out of here. Put me back in a good mood. Y'all see it?
Blonde, bad built, bleach blonde, bad built, butch body.
A what now?
Sweet.
A what now?
Sweet, the remix god.
Bleach blonde, bad built, bleach blonde, bad built, bleach blonde, bad built, butch body.
A what now?
Bleach blonde, bad built, bleach blonde, bad built, bleach blonde, bad built, butch body. I'm just curious. Bad built, bad built, bad built, bad built, bad built, bad built, butch body.
A what now?
Bad built, bad built, bad built, bad built, bad built, bad built, butch body, butch body. Bleach blonde, bad built, bleach blonde, bad built, bleach blonde, bad built, butch body.
A what now?
Okay, y'all, that's enough. I got my spirits back up before I have to go back out here in the world after this little horrific story of these people. Look at them. Well, put somebody in slavery. They ass need to be in slavery for the fucking how their face look. Now, let me get out of here. Y'all enjoy the rest of y'all day. I don't know if I'm coming back today, but hopefully I'll be back this week. Oh, also, y'all, my daughter's going to be performing at Navy Pier on July 1st. So that's something I got to look forward to. Tomorrow, I got to do my daughter's hair, my oldest daughter. Day after that, we having a birthday party for my brother-in-law who had passed so it's going to be like an in-memory party. And that's Saturday. So I don't know if I'm going to be able to come back before Sunday because your girl be up in these streets. I'm just playing. Oh, I'm not. Enjoy the rest of y'all day. I have to get up out of here. Bye. Oh, wait. Y'all, I'm horrible. Before I end, don't forget to like the video. Y'all be acting, selfish with the likes. Subscribe to the video. Subscribe to my channel on YouTube if you haven't already. Like the video. Hit the notification button. Hit all so you can see when I go live. You can follow me on all the social media. Don't forget fan base. My name is Tootie Talk Sense. On everything on X is Tootie Talk. Okay. Now y'all have it. Enjoy the rest of y'all day. I'm out. Bye.